You let him fight Makhachev. Now, is that the smartest thing to do for Max? No. I think Topuria is the bigger name and bigger fight, and I think he would do better on pay-per-view. And I think, again, I'm not going to limit Max. Can he beat Makhachev? Absolutely. But if you look at the odds, if you go to DraftKings, promo code Schaub, you go to the odds, who do you think he's going to have a better chance of beating? Topuria, who fancies himself a boxer. Well, I know a guy who also not only fancies himself a boxer, but he labels himself as the best boxer in the UFC, and I co-sign that. Now, Topuria, you think you're a good boxer. Let's tango. And is it going to happen in Spain? Absolutely not. Of course not. We're going to have to do this probably at the Apex. Opening odds for potential future fights. So Max will be a plus 130. And Topuria is a minus 150. That means it's a close damn fight. Max against Islam Makhachev is a plus 425. Islam's a minus 600.
This is from Aaron Braunstetter.
If you're the BMF and then you win like the 45 title, is that a double champ? Does the BMF count as double?
No, I mean, I used to never put too much weight into the BMF. I'm like, all right, it's just UFC trying to get, another angle here for marking, and I do like it. But what Max represents, like that BMF, they shouldn't call it the BMF title anymore. They should call it the Max Holloway title. Or they should just stop doing it. It's over. What Max done, nobody will ever outdo. They should just go away with it, come up with another belt, They should just stop doing it after this. And that the BMF, like Max, embodies that to a T. He's down to fight Francis Ngannou. He's down to fight Makhachev. He's down to fight Hamzat. He's down to fight Bo Nickel. Like, that's what BMF is to me. And I never took it that serious. I was like, okay, here we go. But what Max did, like, that embodies what that award should be, what that title should be. But even the UFC doesn't recognize it as a legit shot. I shouldn't say a shot, as a legit title, because you don't get pay-per-view points. So if the UFC wants to add that to the list of championships, they should acknowledge, and Max should get pay-per-view points, especially moving forward now. Because now, like, really before, that belt didn't mean too much. Like, okay, it's fun, BMF, Rock did his thing, blah, blah, blah. But now it's different. Now it's different. What Max did made this thing different. So I think for Max, if he goes to 45, that BMF title, that is Max. And they need to acknowledge that and give him the pay-per-view points on it. It's just who Max is. They won't. They definitely won't. But if you were to go to 45, yeah, it's just, we all know it, but they don't get paid like they're the champion. They should. Max should. But yeah, they go to 45. It's just for the championship. Like that BMF title, that's a lifetime of work title. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Like that's who Max is. And I never really, I don't want to say respected it, but I was just like, oh, it's just this kind of marketing tool they're using. The casuals go, another belt on the line? BMF, fuck yeah. Give me another Bud Light. But now it means something because Max has it. And Max proved he's the BMF. There's nobody more qualified. He's the guy. Forever. And he should fight Topuria.
You said, give Max whatever he wants. What if he wants Conor for the BMF?
You do that at 55. I bet Max, again, that because Max embodies this BMF, I bet Max would even meet Conor at 170. And now that Max has done this, he's set. His legacy's set for life. Even if he goes over to Spain, let's say he did at the Apex or in the T-Mobile Arena, and he fought Topuria and he loses, say he gets knocked out or whatever, loses by decision, at this point, he's set. So the Conor fight's still there because he's set. What he did Saturday night has made him, there's levels, and it put him at this different level. And it's what he did. It's so hard to, at his age and his experience, it's so hard to kind of get that boost in your career. That's another reason why it's the greatest knockout of all time. He went from Max Holloway, where he's beloved. We all love Max. And what he's done, you look at the list of names who he's beat and how he's done it, and just he's the guy, man. He's just that guy. But we're kind of, remember when he fought Arnold Allen? Remember he fought the young Arnold Allen, who's a savage. And people were like, oh, Arnold's fighting a washed up Max, and then Max beat him. And people were like, oh, God, Arnold's not that guy. He lost to Max Holloway. You remember those days? That was like 6 months ago. Remember those days? So there was that kind of thing with Max. And then his losses to Volkanovski, right? There's 3 of them. We're like, oh, Max had a great career. And you put him to the side and, you're sucking off Patty Pimlet or whatever the hell you're doing as a casual. So for Max to not only capitalize on UFC 300, but revamp his career, and now he's the guy that calls the shots, to assume this or to bank on this, I'm sure him and his team didn't, but the chances of this happening are damn near 0. That's another reason why this is the greatest knockout in combat sports history. What his career is supercharged to a point now where he's up there with the Connors, the Nate Diaz. They call their shot. They call the John Jones. They call their shots. It's hard enough to have a career in the UFC. Just being a guy, winning 1, losing 2, winning 2, losing 2, that's a career, and that's tough. It's even more rare to hold a title. Damn near impossible. It's almost impossible to get a title shot at this level. It is so goddamn rare. So for Max Holloway to go through all that, and he's gone through the ups and downs, and he's beat some of the very best to ever do it, and he's had these great performances, for him to have this resurgence in his career and do it in this way is so goddamn special. I can't emphasize enough. Even psychics are like, didn't see this coming. It's wild. And it couldn't happen to a better person. Think about Max Holloway. You ever heard Max Holloway say a bad thing about anybody ever? And this day and age, when the Conor McGregors of this world, who Conor's a special one, right? He does his thing. But you think about everybody else who's kind of copying Conor, and you think what Strickland does, and even Patty and these guys you think of Sugar hyping up fights and how nasty it gets, and Izzy. Think of all the big names, and we love them. And I'm not saying I disagree with what they do. It's working. Max has never done that. Never. Always respectful. Great dad. Dime piece wife. He's in Hawaii. He'll fight whoever, whenever. Wild, dude.